Hey campers! For today we're doing a walking rainbow experiment, and this one's really cool, but it does take a little bit of time. So the first thing you want to do is get an arrangement of 6 cups. So I put mine in a circle, because that's the best way you can do it. You can put them in a line, but I found that it works really, really well this way. So what you're going to do is you're going to put water in 3 of the cups, and you want to alternate it so that every other cup has water. So 3 will have water, 3 will be empty. I'll put the first cup here. Okay, so every other cup has water. And the others we're going to keep empty. So in the 3 that have water, we're going to pick each one and put a color in them. So the first one right here, we're going to do red. Put several drops of food coloring. Just make sure that gets mixed in a little bit. The next one we're going to do blue. And the last one we're going to do yellow. Once the colors are mixed in, you need 6 paper towels. And we're just going to kind of crunch them up a little bit, long ways, so that they fit in our cups a little bit better. And what we're going to do is we're going to place each paper towel in 2 cups, like this, so that half of the paper towel is in 2 different cups. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay, so now that our paper towels are all crunched up, you're going to place one end into one of the colored cups, and the other end into an empty cup. And you're going to do that for all the way around the circle. Once all the paper towels are in, all that's left to do now is to wait a little while. We're going to come back to it later and see what it looks like. So we've let this sit for about an hour, and this is what it looks like. It hasn't fully completed, and I'll explain what it should look like, but I figured I'd pop back in and just give you guys a little idea of what it's going to look like later on. So as you can see, all the paper towels that connect the different cups, they've all soaked up the water, and they're putting them into the cups that didn't have anything in them. And as you can see, the one that had the blue and the yellow, it's now turned green, because blue and yellow, when combined, make green. So the food coloring from the 2 cups beside it have combined to make the color in the middle. And that's happening all the way around. This one's turning orange from the red and the yellow, and this one's slowly turning purple from the blue and the red. And if we let this sit for a lot longer, then when this is all done, all the water levels in the different cups will be completely even. So if we let this go for a few more hours, think of it like gravity. Water wants to go from a high place to a low place. So all the cups that have higher water levels, they'll eventually even out with the lower ones, and all the water levels will be even across all 6 cups. And we just left this for an hour. Think about what it would look like in a day or 2 days. All the cups would be even, and the cups that didn't have any water in them to start would be a combination of the 2 colors that it's between. It's a really cool science experiment, and it's one of my favorites to just watch what happens. And I hope you guys have a lot of fun with it. The next experiment that we have is fireworks in a jar. And this one's going to turn out super, super cool. So, the first thing you need is a glass or a cup with some warm water in it. Then you need some just regular vegetable oil. We're going to put that in a separate bowl. So we're going to put just a little bit in here. That's probably good. Then pick out a couple different colors of food coloring. I picked red and blue. And you're going to put a few drops of each into your bowl. Okay. Then you're going to take a fork and you're going to mix up the food coloring a little bit. Now it's not going to mix like it would if it was in water because it's oil, but what it's going to do is going to break up the droplets into small little bubbles, so we'll be able to see the fireworks a lot better. Okay, now that we have a bunch of little droplets, we're going to pour the oil into the water. The oil sits on top, but once the food coloring hits the water, it starts to explode downward in little fireworks. So rather than just mixing, like food coloring normally would in water, putting the oil in gives it that delayed effect that fireworks have, so that it hits the water and then it explodes like a firework. And you can do it with any colors that you want. I picked red and blue, but see what other colors you get to look cool. So the next experiment we're doing is called a liquid rainbow, and this one's really cool. I did a little bit of prep to start it off, but it's super easy to do by yourself. So in the first cup, I put honey, and then I put some purple food coloring in it. Make it look a little different from the rest. In the second cup, I have regular blue dish soap. In the third cup, I have just plain water with some green food coloring. In the fourth cup, I have oil, just regular vegetable oil. And then in the last cup, I have rubbing alcohol with some red food coloring in it. Now once you have your 5 cups ready, pick each one up and see which one's the heaviest. That's gonna be the first one that goes into your glass. So the honey's the heaviest. It's very, very thick. It doesn't pour well. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in the bottom of our glass. Alright, so the honey's in. So the next heaviest would probably be, I'm going to say the dish soap. So pour this in next. Next will probably be, let's say the water. So let's try the water next. Okay. Then the oil is definitely after that. Then last is the rubbing alcohol. Alright, now it might not show up on camera very well, it just kind of looks kind of dark, but you can see on the top there's a definite layer where the rubbing alcohol is separate from the rest. I can see in person, but the camera might not pick it up, but there's layers of different colors. And right on the top, there's rubbing alcohol. So I can see the layer of blue from the dish soap, the purples in the bottom from the honey, then the oil, the water, and the rubbing alcohol. So when you do it in person, you'll be able to see all the different densities of the liquids. They stack on top of each other, because if one is thicker, it'll go beneath another that's a lot less dense, I guess is the best word for it. But try it out yourself. you can try whatever liquids you want and see what the densities are. I think you'll have a lot of fun with this one.